traditional print journalism to broadcast radio, then broadcast television, and now social media journalism. Speaking of the topic, the person we have with us today is an academic, journalist, former legislator, and a very well-known public intellectual. He is a retired professor of journalism from our very own Osmania University and has been elected and was an elected member of the Legislative Council representing graduates of Hyderabad for 2 terms. He is also a very well-known media personality and has worked as the editor of the Hans India, the editor-in-chief of HMTV, and now the founder-chairman of 10TV. On behalf of the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Osmania University, I warmly welcome Professor K. Nageshwar to enlighten us with his knowledge and experience. Thank you.
Professor Nageshwar sir is my teacher. Till today, I watch his YouTube channel regularly and get updated. He is an inspiration to all of us because he works very tirelessly. When he was in the department, we used to see him how much work he used to do. He has command over various subjects. He can speak on any topic under the sun. And his memory is awesome, outstanding memory. He can recall any incident from the past decades and can express to us spontaneously. I've never seen a public intellectual like him. He is respected, is very well respected in political circles and in intellectual circles.
Truly inspirational figure. He not only teaches journalism, he actually practiced it more. He was the editor of the Hans India. He was the editor of HMTV. As the young girl introduced him, he was also the founder chairman of television channels, and he is the voice of Telugu people across the globe. People literally across the globe wait for his videos. This morning also, I just listened to his video on rupee, petro rupee. Yeah, petrodollar, how petro rupee is going to replace petrodollar. And those were so many videos. And he is the one teacher and well-known intellectual who can walk into any politician in the state, into the CM's office, without any obstruction. That is the kind of respect that sir has.
My learned friends, Dr. Satish, head of the Department of Journalism, Osmania University, Dr. Rajaram, head of the Department of Journalism, English and Foreign Languages University, and my dear student friends. I'm really excited to see so much crowd in the classroom, which was always my cherished dream. So I really congratulate you for such an unusually very high attendance in the classroom. So, my topic today is to speak about my journalistic career, how I have progressed, I have traveled, and try to draw some conclusions for your life and your work also. Well, if you ask me to sum up, even sometimes somebody asked, how do you sum up your career? Well, I simply said, I'm a journalist by training and conviction, teacher by profession, and was a legislator by accident. So I never thought I would become a legislator. So, but all through my activities, journalism is the basic thing. I love journalism. I worship journalism. So every day at the age of 62, I work for 17 hours a day. Absolutely 17 hours a day. I wake up around 7 a.m. in the morning. I go to a TV channel at 8 a.m., come back at 10 a.m., and I have an office next to my flat. I have my own studio. Some of you can visit my studio also if you want. So I have a studio at home where I continuously speak, write, reading, writing, speaking is my passion. So let me recollect how I started my tryst with this world of journalism. Well, to explain my journey, journalism has given me everything which otherwise I wouldn't have got. So the first thing many of you may think, sir, what do we get if we become a journalist? Well, for that question, my life is an example. I have come from a very modest background. Many think that you need a godfather to be a journalist. You need some mentor to be a journalist. You need a very good, wonderful international school background to become a journalist. But all that is absolutely untrue in my case. I have studied in Telugu medium till 6th class, entered English medium in 7th class, came from a small village in Manchiryal district, then Adilabad district, which used to rank at the lowest level in educational and academic achievements. I think even today it is one of the lowest districts, ranks in the state. Studied in a government school background, came like many of you to arts college with a lot of ambitions, and finally became what I am today. So journalism gave me recognition, journalism gave me status, journalism gave me satisfaction. Of course, journalism gave me strength. Today, after retirement, I earn more than a professor in this college. So that shows how it made my life comfortable. I was in the United States recently. We were in California along with my son, daughter-in-law, and my granddaughter. You'll be shocked to see, we went to a restaurant to have dinner. The moment we entered the restaurant, the server came and said, "Sir, are you Professor Nageshwar, sir?" So this is the experience. I was walking on the footpath at San Jose in California. I was walking on the footpath in San Francisco and in Austin, in Dallas. Wherever I go, at least 2-3 people come. My son next day said, "Nana, నీతో ఎప్పుడు వెళ్ళాలనో హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ ముందు వెళ్దాం, చాలామంది సెల్ఫీలు ఇవ్వాల్సి ఉంటుంది రోడ్డు మీద." సో దట్ వాజ్ అడ్వాంటేజ్. వెన్ ఐ కంటెస్టెడ్ ఫర్ ద లెజిస్లేటర్ ఇన్ 2007, there were 56 candidates of all the major political parties. I was an independent candidate, defeated all the parties. Can you imagine a journalist defeating all the party candidates? Then second time I won, defeating the political party candidates. So this is the experience. My son was traveling in a metro train in California. He suddenly saw somebody listening to my video. In an airport, my son was traveling with his family. My granddaughter, just 2.5, 3 years, she said, "Nana, తాతను చూస్తున్నారు నాన్న అక్కడ, తాత ఫ్రెండా నాన్న ఆయనకు" అని అడుగుతుంది. So she was wondering why that man is watching her grandfather. She thought that I am her property only. So this is the life, and you have so much enormous satisfaction of defending the people's rights, people's voices. And then I can narrate many experiences of how I enjoyed the love, affection, gets into a cab, and when I get down of the cab driver refuses to take money. I went to buy some vegetables. The vegetable vendor said, "Sir, మీద డబ్బులు తీసుకోండి సార్. We love you, sir. మా కష్టాలు మీరు చెప్పారు సార్, మా వెజిటబుల్ వెండర్స్. So we don't want to take money from you." So this is the kind of affection journalism has brought for me. So what is the lesson for you? In no other profession gives you so much satisfaction. Well, every profession certainly gives satisfaction. There is no dispute about it. But no other profession gives so much satisfaction than journalism. Because you are recognized everywhere. You are loved by thousands of people. Well, I am not telling this is an easy task and it will happen to everybody. But that is the case in every issue. Every software employee will not become a CEO. Every doctor will not become a prominent doctor. Every lawyer will not become a prominent lawyer. But this profession gives you so much opportunity. Everywhere you are recognized. So if you are really interested in journalism, there's a wonderful, exciting life awaiting you. That's the first thing I wanted to tell you. The modus operandi of my lecture will be, I will be drawing experiences from my life, anecdotes from my experience. Don't think that I am indulging in any public relations exercise. That's what I and Satish discussed. So, how to draw lessons from my own journalistic life and experience that can be emulated, that can be replicated, that can be multiplied by you also. So, where should I begin? My love for news goes back to around 50 years. You'll be surprised to know I never saw an English newspaper till I joined intermediate, because we were living in a world where English newspaper was inaccessible. So in 77, that was the time when emergency was almost around lifted by the time. My father was a school teacher. He insisted that I listen to the radio news every day morning. I used to be the person who reads news in my school prayer almost 3 to 4 days a week. So that was my first endeavor, my first meet with the world of news. Well, that perhaps created an interest in me. So I was participating in the literary competitions, elocutions, essay writing at the school level. But like many middle class children, I did not ever think that I will get into this field, because I never knew that there was a course like journalism, frankly speaking. I wrote MBA entrance, MSc Mathematics entrance, MA English entrance. I got seat in MSc, I got seat in MA English, but I did not get seat in MBA. It was a serendipitous discovery, journalism. Do you know what is serendipitous discovery? You look for something, but you discover something else, as Columbus discovered America. So I suddenly discovered that there is a course called journalism and applied it. MA English I got in a PG college in somewhere else. I wanted to study on campus. So MSc Mathematics, I lost interest. I was a student of electronics. Again, something for you. Many of you may be thinking that, sir, I am from science background, I am from engineering background. I am not from a social science background. I don't know economics, I don't know political science, I don't know history. So am I not eligible for journalism? Absolutely not. My own experience, I did my intermediate mathematics, physics, chemistry, BSc with mathematics, physics, electronics. Some of you may think that I failed in sciences, so came to social sciences. I am sure some of you may think, but absolutely not. I was a state second in physics, state third in chemistry in intermediate. I passed in distinction in electronics from BSc in Usmania City. But subsequently, I got interest in journalism by reading a lot of books, by exposing myself to essay writing, elocutions, literary competitions. As I told you, I started reading news. In 1977, after the elections where Janata Party has won, my father somehow brought a magazine called the Illustrated Weekly of India. It is no longer existing, but it's a very prominent, wonderful magazine in the history of Indian journalism, Illustrated Weekly of India. If you go to any library, you may get the old issues of Illustrated Weekly. Very interesting magazine, but with the 24-hour television, magazines face mortality. So this was a magazine which I saw in 77. We never saw an English newspaper or an English magazine in our life at that time. Myself and my brother were very interestingly seeing the photographs. It was a very interesting, with very good colorful photographs. Then I told my brother, Annaya, indulo rayali manam anna. We should write in this magazine. My brother became furious. Useless fellow, you can't even understand. Can you write in this? Then I said, indulo rasinodu puttukatonde raskuntachindi annaya. Did someone who has written in this started writing right from his childhood? ఎవడైనా ఎప్పుడోసారి నేర్చుకుంటాడు కదా. When someone else can do it, why can't I do it? This happened in 77. You will be surprised to know, in 91, I posted a magazine to my brother. Dear brother, this is a copy of Illustrated Weekly of India carrying my article. Do you remember 14 years back you said, is it possible for us? I made it possible. So this was what I wrote to him. So what is the lesson? I can tell you many of such examples. I was doing internship in Indian Express in 84 as a student of journalism, sitting like you in this classroom, really knowing nothing about the world of journalism. When we went to Indian Express, I was amazed by the power and influence the editor of that newspaper enjoying. I was really amazed. G.S. Bhargava was the editor. So he was enjoying so much power and influence. Not just that office, politicians started coming and meeting him, business leaders trying to have a glimpse of him. And I was amazed. So editor is so influential. So I also wanted to become an editor. This was in 84. I haven't written even a single article by that time. That was the first time entry into newspaper office. But I still wanted to be an editor. So how should I experience the feeling of editor? One day I went to the Indian Express office at 7:30 a.m. By the time sweepers also did not come. But watchman opened the room. I went into the editor's room, locked it from inside so that nobody will see. Sat in the editor's chair, took his pen, started doing like this like an editor. There was no selfies concept at that time. Otherwise I would have preserved my selfie by now. And I sat there for 5 minutes and came out. This happened in 84, exactly 30 years back. After, in 2014, I became an editor of a newspaper. So this happened. In 1983, October, Srimati Indira Gandhi was assassinated. I was a student of journalism sitting in this classroom. Doordarshan, that was the only TV channel at that time. Doordarshan came with the crew and they wanted somebody to speak. Everybody was running away. We can't speak. Then the Doordarshan correspondent, who was a student of our department, came inside and said, any journalism student will come. Can any journalism student come? My classmates were telling, we can't face the camera. Then somebody suggested, ఇక్కడ వాడు ఉన్నాడు వీడైతే ముందు వస్తాడు అన్నిటికీ అని. So my friend threw me before the camera and I spoke on Indira Gandhi's assassination in 83. My classmates said, అరే బాగానే మాట్లాడినవరా మొదటిసారి అని. మాట్లాడుతూనే ఉంటా నీకెందుకు అన్నాను. This I said in 83. Today, with all humility, let me tell you that I am the most often seen face on Telugu television other than the anchors. If you take away the anchors, I think perhaps I am the most often seen face on television. Well, I can give you many such examples. As a student of degree, I went to assembly, to watch the proceedings. When I saw the proceedings, when I was coming out with my friends, I told them, అరే వీళ్ళకన్నా మనమే మంచిగా మాట్లాడచ్చు కదా అని. I can speak better than them. Then my friends scolded me, అరే వీడికి ఓవర్ యాక్షన్ ఎక్కువ, వీడు అసెంబ్లీలో మాట్లాడతాడంటే ఏమనుకుంటున్నారు అసెంబ్లీ అంటే. This happened in 85. After 22 years, I spoke in the assembly. So what is the lesson from this? I gave you so many anecdotes. Please, again, I am telling you with all humbleness, I am not recollecting these memories to publicize what am I. Certainly not, I don't need also. Certainly don't need before children like you. No parent wants to boast before children, am I right? So, but the point I am telling is, I don't want to give a lecture based on a book that you can also read. So, my life, I want to consider my life as a book and chapters in that book and try to draw anecdotes and examples to draw proper lessons. So, what is that all these anecdotes tell us? These anecdotes tell us what Satya Nadella once said. Have a dream, chase it, constantly improve to realize the dream. I did not know Satya Nadella. I was doing this much before Satya Nadella said actually. Have a dream. I had a dream to be an editor. I had a dream to speak on before television. I had a dream to be a legislator. And it did not happen accidentally. So there was a constant effort towards that, and finally could realize the dream. So as a student, have a dream, chase it, constantly improve to realize the dream. Studied in Telugu medium. I was humiliated when I joined the 7th class in Mandamaris. There may be some people from that place also. I studied in a school called Carmel School in Mandamari. When I first went to that school, I was humiliated and said, you are unable to speak even one sentence English. Jindagi mein tum 7th class pass nahi hota. Surprisingly, the person who said did not pass 7th class till now is a big businessman in Hyderabad, who is a good friend now. But I became a professor, I became an editor of an English newspaper. I have written for the leading English dailies in the country. I wrote for the Hindu, Indian Express, Times of India, Economic Times, Pioneer, Hindustan Times, Deccan Herald, Outlook, Frontline, Economic and Political Weekly, Deccan Chronicle. I don't remember other papers. I have written for all. I wrote for the leading websites like First Post, The Wire, Quint. I continuously write even now. Just type K. Nageshwar in First Post, you'll get 100 of my articles. I was quoted by the Financial Times, London, Los Angeles Times, US. So all this, how did it achieve? Can anybody believe that a student coming from a village in Adilabad district, studying Telugu medium in a government school, so do not have alibi, do not have reasons for your failure. So anybody can achieve anything when you have the power of a desire. Power of a desire and ready to face it. I'll give you one more anecdote. I came to study intermediate in Hyderabad because there was no English medium in my district at that time. So during the intermediate first year examinations, my father came to see me. He said, ఎలా చదువుతున్నావురా అన్నాడు. కష్టపడుతున్నా నాన్న, కానీ ఫిజిక్స్ తలకాయ తిరిగిపోతుంది. ఈ లైటు, సౌండ్, థర్మోడైనమిక్స్ ఏం ఎక్కుతలేదు. ఐఎమ్ అనేబుల్ టు కాంప్రిహెండ్ ఎనీథింగ్. ఏమో భయమేస్తుంది అన్నాను. ఈవెన్ టుడే ఫిజిక్స్ స్కేర్స్ మీ, ఈవెన్ టుడే. సో మై ఫాదర్ కేమ్ టు ఎ కంక్లూజన్ దట్ ఐ విల్ ఫెయిల్ ఇన్ ఫిజిక్స్, వెంట్ అవే, came after results to console me, give me confidence, because every father thinks that కొడుకు ఏమన్నా చేసుకుంటాడేమో, పక్కనే హుస్సేన్ సార్ దగ్గరలో ఉన్నది, భయం. సో ఈ కేమ్ టు మీ, ఈ సెడ్ ఏమైందిరా పాస్ అయ్యావా అన్నాడు. అయ్యా నాన్న అన్న. ఫిజిక్స్ ఏమైంది అన్నాడు. స్టేట్ సెకండ్ వచ్చాను నాన్న అన్న. ఐ గాట్ 34 out of 35. నేను అరే మరి కష్టం అన్నావు కదా, కష్టం అన్నాను కానీ ఫెయిల్ అయితే అనలే కదా నాన్న అన్న. కష్టం ఉంటేనే కదా నాన్న, రెండంతస్తుల బిల్డింగ్ ఎక్కుడు ఎవడని ఎక్కుతాడు, ఎవరెస్ట్ ఎక్కుడే గొప్పతనం కదా అన్న. సో ఫేసింగ్ ఎ ఛాలెంజ్ ఈజ్ ఎన్ ఎక్సైట్మెంట్. యూ లవ్ టు ఫేస్ ఎ ఛాలెంజ్. వెన్ యూ లవ్ టు ఫేస్ ఎ ఛాలెంజ్, యూ విల్ అచీవ్ ఎనీథింగ్ ఇన్ లైఫ్. సో అండర్లైన్ దిస్ ప్రిన్సిపల్. When you love to face a challenge, when you are excited with learning, these are two things in life, friends. One, love challenges, welcome challenges, get excited with learning. If you start enjoying the taste of learning, I can tell you nothing else will be tastier than that. If you start tasting learning, I subscribe to 12 newspapers a day even now. I am sure I will get more newspapers than any library in Usman city. I can tell you. Why will I get 12? Because there are only 12 papers available in Hyderabad. It's not my mistake. I am subscribed to another 10 newspapers across the world. I am subscribed to Wall Street Journal, or New York Times, Financial Times, Washington Post, Economist, Bloomberg. Under the sun, I have subscription for everything. Why this kind of, it's a love for learning. If you love learning, అంటే నేర్చుకోవడం పైన ప్రేమ ఉంటే, ఇష్టం ఉంటే, సవాళ్ళను ఎదుర్కొనే తాకత్ ఉంటే, జీవితంలో ఏదైనా సాధించవచ్చు. సో హ్యావ్ దట్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఇన్ యూ. యూ కెన్ అచీవ్ ఎనీథింగ్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ దట్. సో దీస్ ఆర్ anecdotes. ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ ట్రయింగ్ దీస్ anecdotes టు టెల్ యూ సర్టన్ బేసిక్ లైఫ్ లెసన్స్. ఐ విల్ గివ్ యూ అనదర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. సో యూ విల్ బి సర్ప్రైజ్ టు నో, సార్ మీరు ఇంత ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడతారు కదా సార్, గంటలతో మాట్లాడతారు కదా, మీకు చిన్నప్పటి నుంచే మాట్లాడడం అలవాటా అని అడిగారు. మీకు తెలియదు, నాకు 4 ఏళ్ళ దాకా మాటలు రాలే. మా అమ్మ అల్లము వసకొమ్ము అని పోయించింది. సో ఐ కుడ్ నాట్ స్పీక్ టిల్ 4 years. ఈనాడు రైటింగ్ ఎ ప్రొఫైల్ అండ్ మీ సెడ్ 4 ఏళ్ళ వరకు ఈయనకు మాటలు రాలే, వచ్చాక మాత్రం ఆగలేదు అని. సో ఈ కుడ్ నాట్ స్పీక్ ఫర్ 4 years, బట్ వన్స్ ఈ కుడ్, ఈ డి నాట్ స్టాప్. So this is the advantage of a consciousness. So if an idea grips the mind, it becomes the material force, a philosopher said. An idea should grip the mind. I should become a journalist. I should become an editor. I should become a commentator. I should become a prominent media personality. Once this idea grips your mind, it gives you the material force to accomplish that. So that's the kind of thing you should have it. So then comes, what is the basic thing in journalism? Again, I will draw my experience. So basic thing is journalism is curiosity, creativity, ability to think differently, ability to understand the depth of anything. I'll give you a couple of examples here. I was doing my internship in Indian Express. I was first posted to a telephone bhavan, the headquarters of the BSNL, now called BSNL. The chief guest was inaugurating a translation phone service. If you dial 174, you used to get translation. There was no chat GPT at that time. So the chief guest dialed 4-5 times. जो अब मुझे बात మీరు కావాలనుకుంటున్న ఖాతా ఫోను ఇప్పుడు పనిచేయడం లేదు. సో ద ఇనాగరల్ కాల్ ఫెయిల్డ్ 10 times, 5-6 times. So I came back. I reported stating that finally the inauguration was over. Fine. So I was having some lunch with a senior journalist. I was just joking. Tell some sir, itla joke aindi, something happened. The chief guest could not call make an inaugural call because 4-5 times it failed. Then he immediately stopped taking lunch and said, come inside. That is the story. Everybody will write that the 174 service is inaugurated. You should write how the inaugural call failed, the pathetic plight of telephone department. The next day, my story appeared on the front page of Indian Express. Everybody was shocked. All my friends doing internship in other newspapers were scolded by their editors. Why did you not report this? Were you not there? Unnam sir. Mari emaindi? So that's the kind of a judgment. Well, a senior helped me. So I do agree. But what is the journalism here? Journalism is something to identify what others can't identify. Something which even today, that is the judgment. If you have the judgment, I posted a video 2 days back. No Telugu newspaper, I don't think even English newspaper carried it to the front page at least. It was there in different newspaper. What is this story? Story from Uttarakhand. When a mob tried to attack a Muslim vendor, a gym owner who is a Hindu called Deepak protested and he became an internet sensation. Look at Instagram, January 26th, he had 1,000 followers. Now he has 1 million followers, I think. Last time I saw, he was 6 lakh followers. I posted this video. విద్వేషపు వీధిలో ఓ వీరుడు చూపిన ప్రేమ. Under 1,11,000 people watched till now. Even till now, 1,000 people are watching. So what is the secret here? Secret is journalism is judgment. Many people say, sir, what is journalistic core quality? Ability to write? Yes. Ability to ask questions? Yes. Ability to think differently? Yes. Ability to process the information? Yes. Ability to analyze something? Yes. Ability to interpret? Yes. But there is still something more. What is that something more is ability to judge. So the news judgment is at the core of newspaper success. Many people do not understand the news. I was an editor of a newspaper called Hans India. I was meeting my journalist in Medak district, meeting the correspondents. One correspondent from Narayan Khed, I was asking them, what is news? Any Yemen वार्ता कुछ भी नहीं है साहब. अरे क्या कुछ भी नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है साहब, पूरा ड्राई है साहब. Then that was summer. He said, कुछ भी नहीं है क्या? क्या ऐसा पानी का दिक्कत है साहब? ये पानी का दिक्कत सभी जगह में रहता ना साहब. Everywhere you have water scarcity. What is news in it? What is new in it? Then I asked him another question. How are people trying to fetch water when there is scarcity? So here journalistic skill comes. You have the correspondent said nothing, only water scarcity. But I started probing him. Ability to probe things is journalism. Ability to go to the bottom of a topic is journalism. Then I asked him, क्या है, क्या पानी का दिक्कत रहे तो क्या करें लोगों? How are they managing situation of scarce water? Then he said, there is a bore 2 kilometers away, sir. They are getting water from that bore well. Then I said, well, when they are getting water from a distant place, I am sure they should be using that water judiciously. So बहुत डिफिकल्ट दिक्कत से लाते पानी को, वेस्ट तो नहीं करते. हाँ नहीं करते साहब, क्या कर रहे मालूम है साहब आपको? क्या बोलो साहब? बोले क्या कर रहे हैं आपको मालूम है साहब? बच्चों को स्नान करने के लिए पानी वेस्ट नहीं होना बोल के काट के ऊपर उनको बिठा के नीचे बकेट लगा रहे साहब. वो पानी नीचे से बकेट में कलेक्ट कर रहे, वो क्लीनिंग के लिए यूज कर रहे साहब. दिस वाज व्हाट ही ब्रीफ मी. So the child was asked to sit on the cot. Mother is having the child is getting bath on that cot, and that water is collected in the bucket, and again that water is being used. I said, go there and immediately take photographs. He flashed it on the front page of our paper. No big newspaper could publish this news. You'll be surprised to know Chief Minister was KCR. Next day there was an election meeting in Narayan Khed. There was a by-election in Narayan Khed. KCR quoted this newspaper clipping and said, I promise I will get the river water to Narayan Khed. So what is the story here? The greatest satisfaction is I could publish a news which nobody published, number one. Number two, because of my news, the people of Narayan Khed got water. Look at the impact of that news. Look at the impact of news. The Chief Minister's attention. There were so many dailies. Why should Chief Minister pick up this small daily, which is almost obscure by the time? So what is the lesson here? Lessons are two. One, ability to probe. Continuously ask questions. This is the first quality of a journalist. The second quality is ability to judge. Remember always, you should do the work better than others. You should do something which nobody does. ఎవరు చేయలేని పనిని మనం చేయాలి, అందరూ చేసే పని అందరికన్నా బాగా చేయాలి. So judgment and probing are the two aspects of news. Then I'll tell you another example. One day, that was time when I had a 7 o'clock news bulletin, a 7 o'clock program every day in a Telugu channel. My wife is my first critic. She watches my programs and tells me the feedback, because wife alone will have so much authority on husband to tell anything openly. So I asked Satish, even if it is not good also, he will say, sir, bahut acha hai sir, very good. Because he is my student, he loves me, so he says. Wife loves me, but wife also has responsibility. So she was watching my program. That entire program was on sandalwood smuggler Veerappan, who was killed the day before. My wife was shocked, because I never prepared on Veerappan. She was shocked. How did I know that Veerappan died? Veerappan died around 1 o'clock. He was shot down in an encounter at 1 o'clock in the night. She thought that I have also slept by that time. But I had an habit. I continue, even today I have an habit. Before I go to bed, I consciously watch news last time. And even when I wake up any time in between, I make it a point to see the latest news. So I was about to sleep, so just saw the television. Veerappan's sandalwood smuggler died, killed in an encounter. Then immediately I continuously followed the news till 5 o'clock in the morning. Till 6 o'clock in the morning, I did not sleep. I continuously there was no internet at that time. Today you have Google Mama, Chat GPT Kaka to give you any information, Perplexity AI. But that was the time, no internet, nothing. You'll have to only watch television to get information. I can't go to the library late in the night to read a book on Veerappan. So I continuously monitored the news coverage of Veerappan's killing, Veerappan's encounter. And next day spoke in detail before any Telugu channel could even think of writing a 10-minute script on that. My wife asked me, surprised, I narrated her. So what does this indicate? Journalism is not 8-hour duty. Journalism is not 5-day week. Journalism is not timings decided by somebody. Journalism is a lifetime mission, lifetime passion, ability to continuously monitor what is happening around the world. Ability to, not just ability, curiosity. It is not the ability. It is the curiosity to know things. Curiosity to know the news before I go to bed. Curiosity to know who is Veerappan. I could score better than any TV channel on that day. So these are the best things. I forgot to tell, I was talking about the science students having an illusion that they can't understand all that. My life is an example. As I told you, I was a student of mathematics, physics, electronics, postgraduate in journalism, doctorate in political science, and I was a visiting professor in economics at Birla Institute of Technology and Sciences, BITS, Hyderabad. So I had a lecture to the Group 1 officers on inclusive growth and effective governance at Marichanad Institute of Human Resource Development. So I moved from electronics to economics without having any formal degree in economics, formal education in economics, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's only a passion. So in this world of interdisciplinary world, there is no compartmentalization of knowledge. So you want to be a successful journalist, forget whether you are from science, whether you are from engineering, whether you are from technology, whether you are from medicine, whether you are from social sciences, simply have the interest in that. If you have the interest, you can learn anything. If you have the interest, you can learn anything in life. Only thing is you should have that kind of a learning appetite. I speak on very wide range of topics. The only thing I speak, almost don't speak, is on sports. Very rare. Business, cinema is also again something I don't speak much. But I still speak now and then, but relatively much less. Other than that, I speak on philosophy to politics to economics to national, international, local, everything. Because a journalist can become an expert in one area, can become a specialized journalist. But the first thing is, journalism transcends knowledge, borders and boundaries. Journalism transcends subject boundaries. So don't have an inhibition. Whatever may be your background, try to have the learning appetite. Learning appetite to know things, to understand things, to learn things. So if you have that kind of an appetite, you can always learn. When I wanted to take your questions more than what I speak, but the reason I stopped here is, there is an every possibility that sometimes people don't ask questions. So I hope you ask more questions. So look at what I am telling. I'm using the personal experiences, anecdotes only to tell you the principles of journalism. These are the principles of journalism. Take any book on journalism, you'll know this. But I'm trying to apply them with my life experience. Then there is another thing. Many people think that journalism is different from print, different from electronic media, different from internet. I do agree it is different, but there is a common thread. I have traveled from print as the introduction went. I was a print journalist. I worked with Indian Express as an intern. Then I was the special correspondent for the Independent Times of India's Elite Daily when I was an assistant professor. I was still working here. I was both an assistant because I always believed that a journalism teacher should always be a journalist also. So I was working for the Independent. I was even writing the front page stories for the Independent. Then subsequently, I continued to be a freelance journalist for several newspapers. Then when 24-hour television came, especially in Telugu, before that ETV started these panel discussions called Pratidhwani, which were recorded at the time in Sarathi studios, no live. Then I started participating in the panel discussions as one of the panelists. I experimented, tried to be an anchor also, but miserably failed. I realized that I cannot ask questions, I can only answer questions. Even now I do some podcast, but that's not my primary activity. So then when TV9 came with the first Telugu 24-hour news channel, I used to come for hours together on TV9. Then national television, I was on the Rajiv Sardesai show, I was on the Pranay Rai show, I was on the Arnab Goswami show. I'm sure all of you know Arnab Goswami. I was there for 4 days, for 7-8 hours every day with him. Many things that he is always angry. Not at all. He's a very nice gentleman, very wonderful human being, but pretends to be very angry on the screen. One day, we were discussing Karnataka elections. It was lunchtime. So he was talking to me, what professor, how many students you have, so what do you do, what do you teach? Suddenly he stopped and said, Professor Nageshwar, he said. I don't know what happened suddenly. I did not realize that the live started. He realized. Until then, what professor, how are you, sir? What kind of subjects do you teach? So where are you from, Telangana? All that. Professor Nageshwar. Suddenly I was, almost fortunately my heart did not stop. Then I realized that is the style of journalism. Well, these days I am not going. I told Arnab, why should I not, why I'm not going is, for 1 hour program I have to watch 55 minutes and speak 1 minute. So I'm paid 5,000 for that. That's a different story altogether. Telugu channel don't pay, but English channel pay for participating in the discussions also. So the reason why I'm telling is, well, I participated in all these shows. Now Telugu television. So after that news television, I became an editor. I was an editor for the Hans India. I was writing almost editorials every 4 days a week, writing 2 columns while I was a professor here. I was teaching till 2 o'clock here. 2 o'clock I used to go out and work from 4 o'clock in the media. Then in between I was, as I told you, I was a special correspondent for the Independent. Then when internet came, I had a website also, but I closed it. I could not run it. Then when I left the Hans India in 2017 October, I was wondering what to do. Well, I was still a professor in the department. I was not retired. But I still have a lot of time to do. Then I thought, YouTube, one day what happened, I'll tell you an interesting story. I delivered a lecture on a subject called FRDI. FRDI bill, banking bill has come in Warangal. A friend of mine recorded that audio, not even video, audio, and sent it to me. My PA who was with me when I was working in the Hans India as an editor, he simply posted it on my YouTube channel. Everybody will have a YouTube channel. If you have a Gmail, you will have a YouTube channel. Am I right? So somebody posted it, my PA posted it. Why did he post? He said, it will be stored, sir. You can watch it anytime if you want to go for a lecture again. 1 week after, he called me in the morning. Sir. I said, what happened? 70,000 views, sir, for that video. Suddenly got monetization also. I said, what is monetization? You will be surprised. No, I never knew what is monetization also. Yes, sir, you can get money once your channel is monetized. You will get ads also. Then I thought, can I do this? This sounds very interesting. So I was, do you know how much I got when I wrote my first article? You can't even imagine. I wrote for Indian Express. I got 40 rupees. For my first article, I got 40 rupees. Now I get 7,000 per one article. I write for several online sources like the Quint, paid 7,000 per article. Where is 40 rupees? Where is 7,000? Even if you calculate inflation, still very high. Am I right? So I was shocked. Arey, kya hai ye? YouTube started discovering it. Then I was doing pre-testing. I'm sure Satish might have taught you market research. You might have heard the word called pre-testing. What is pre-testing? Before embarking upon a massive marketing, you will do some initial test. I spoke to 30 top people in journalism, 30 top people, editors, seniors. Can I start this YouTube channel? How will it be? Then everybody, almost all of them suggested, don't waste your time. YouTube is frivolous. You are a very serious man. You speak very in-depth topics. Nobody will watch in-depth things on YouTube. People will watch only entertainment, which is absolutely true, no doubt about it. Then I asked them, how much percentage will watch that frivolous things? 99% they said. I said 1% is still there. For this 99% there are 1,000 players. For 1% I am the only player. So that is how you have a positive thinking. When somebody said there is no opportunity, I saw an opportunity there and started working on that. I will tell you the secret. First month, I started seriously working on January 2018. Do you know how many views I had? 8,000 views per day, 2.5 lakh per entire month. Entire month, 2.5 lakh. Do you know how many views I have now? 90 lakh to 1 crore views every month. I just type Professor K. Nageshwar. You will get my YouTube channel for those who haven't seen. I had started with 1,000 subscribers in 2018. Now I have 11 lakh 2,000 subscribers. 11 lakh 2,000 subscribers. Every day my subscribers increase. Unfortunately, I did not do my English work for my English channel so seriously. I have only 17,000, but I am sure when I come back again, not immediately, but after 5 years, after 2 years or 3 years, I will have lakhs of subscribers for my English channels. So the reason why I am telling is, what is the lesson here? Lesson here, don't dismiss anything as impossible. Don't go by what others say. Don't go by what is considered to be the trend. Look at the opportunity in everything. Have the conviction, have the passion, so you can do wonders. You can do really wonders. This is to conclude my lecture and take up questions. This is the age of technology. I wanted to start my own newspaper, but I could not do it because starting a newspaper is a crores business. I did start a magazine called Analysis, which was a monthly magazine. I ran it for 10 years, then could not run it, so I stopped it. But it made an impact on society when at the time of my retirement, then Andhra Jyoti editor Srinivas came and said, I came here as a reader of Sir's magazine called Analysis. I was so surprised. when a leading editor of a Telugu daily says he was my reader. So subsequent, the point I am telling is, when I wanted to have my own TV channel, I can't because that runs into crores of business. But your generation is endowed with technology, access to technology. You can have your own newspaper in the form of a blog. You can have your own TV channel in the form of a YouTube channel. You can have your own radio channel. You can have anything you want using technology. You need not run like us to a newspaper office or a TV channel to publish something or to get some program or some job somewhere. That is the beauty of technology today. The only thing is have the learning appetite, enjoy the world of ideas, have the excitement in facing the challenges, have the passion to discover something and communicate to the world. The sky is the limit. Certainly sky is the limit. So it is not a cliche, it is a reality in world of journalism today. So I profusely thank the department head, Dr. Satish, and all of you for patient hearing. It is up to you. Time is up to you. You can ask any questions. I will answer. Thank you very much.
Sir, good morning, sir. Thank you for the wonderful lecture. This could be a life-changing lecture for so many youngsters sitting here.
One important thing in journalism is no introduction. Fire the question.
సార్ మీకు ఎవరైనా ఐడల్ ఉన్నారా, ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ ఉన్నారా?
I don't believe in idols. I consider myself as an idol for me. Why should I have somebody as my idol? I work is my idol, learning is my idol. I don't believe in idol worship. I believe in the power of ideas, not idols. So you should get inspired by your own work. Get inspired by the work of others also. Don't get fixed with one particular person, one particular aspect. Be free in your thought. Be free in receiving ideas. I read all kinds of people. I read all kinds of newspapers. If it is useful, I take it. If it is not useful, I leave it. What happens is when you are fixed with one particular person or a particular channel or a particular newspaper, you lose the interest to read others. That I don't believe.
Sir, what made you be consistent throughout your life? What motivated you to be consistent?
Well, consistent in life, I love reading, writing and speaking. Consistency is I love it. It's as simple as that. I love learning. I love speaking. I love writing. I love reading. So the love for learning, love for communicating keeps me consistent. Nothing else actually. So I spoke on television when I am not paid anything also. I speak on YouTube even when I am earning very reasonably also. I deliver lectures without taking a single pie also. At the same time, I deliver lectures where I am paid very handsomely also. So ultimately, the appetite to learn, appetite to speak, you should also have appetite to listen also. If you don't listen, what is the use of my speaking? So please listen also. I told Satish, I will come to the department, I will deliver the lecture. One condition I said. What is that condition, sir? Said. Don't pay me anything, I said. That is the condition. Then he said, sir, మీరు మీ కార్ వేసుకొని వస్తారు అట్లీస్ట్ ఫ్యూయల్ చార్జెస్. నథింగ్ సార్, నథింగ్ సతీష్. ఐఎమ్ ఎర్నింగ్ ఎ లాట్, అబ్సల్యూట్లీ నో ప్రాబ్లం. I can afford to come in my own car. I will deliver lecture and I will come every month if you invite. So, why? Because of three reasons. One, this is the department which gave me everything in life. So, I owe my respect and gratitude to this department. Well, I was also sitting like you in 83 to 85. So, I'll be very glad to come and sit here when you are sitting there. That number. Number two, I always love to speak to students because they are young, they are open-minded, and this is an age where ideas are formed, impressionable young minds. Three, I always believe in social outreach. So that these are the principles which made me to come here, and those are the principles which made me to write, speak, learn. Fortunately, one thing that always got as a byproduct is the recognition, motivation. People recognize you, people tell you, and that each aspect is a motivation. I was on the TV9 jury to decide the awards. Chiranjeevi and Nagarjuna were judges, were the chief guest. They felicitated me. Do you know what Chiranjeevi said while felicitating? Sir, మీ వీడియోలు రోజు చూస్తుంటాను సార్ అన్నాడు. So the kind of satisfaction when megastar says he's watching my videos, can you imagine? So he told at that 1 minute, Shalva Kapit, he was felicitating me along with Nagarjuna, and the sentence he said, sir, I watch your videos regularly. So today the top people in the world of politics, business, every year, not only that, the common man also, that is more inspiration, common man. I'll tell you an example. I got a call from Maharashtra. He is a Telugu guy married to a Marathi woman who is also knowing and understanding Telugu. Sir, మాది డైవర్స్కి వచ్చింది సార్. Our issue, we have a quarrel because of you, sir. As a result, my wife says I want to divorce you because he is watching my videos so frequently. She is unable to bear. ఉదయం లేస్తే మీ ఆయన చూస్తున్నావు, రాత్రి నిద్రపోయేటప్పుడు కూడా చూసుకుంటూ నిద్రపోతున్నాడట. సో నో వైఫ్ ఆల్సో నీడ్స్ ప్రైవేట్ టైమ్ ఆఫ్ హస్బెండ్, రైట్? ఐ సెడ్, వై ఆర్ యూ డూయింగ్ లైక్ దట్? ఏమో సార్, ఐఎమ్ వాచింగ్. దెన్ వాట్ హ్యాపెండ్? సార్, వీ హ్యాడ్ అన్ అగ్రిమెంట్ విత్ మై వైఫ్, సార్. ఒక 1 month you also watch sir's videos. After 1 month we will decide on divorce petition. Then after 1 month she said, let us watch, no divorce. And both of them are watching now. The kind of satisfaction you get is unbelievable, am I right? And you can get many things done also. You can get many things done. Because if today I can tell with all confidence, if any injustice is done to anybody, I can pick up the phone and speak to anybody, including the chief minister, including the top bureaucrat, and get things done for justice. Who gave this power? It is lakhs of people who are watching me gave this power. Am I right? So the ability to serve society, ability to educate society, ability to you be useful to society is something which gives you immense satisfaction to remain consistent on what you are doing.
So since you have told you have subscribed more than 12 papers in India and across the world too, so how can you segregate all the news, I mean all the perspectives attacking you and your ideology?
Something, I don't have any ideology. I don't believe in any fixed ideology. I just wanted to speak what I want to speak. So, well, it's a wonderful question. Is it humanly possible to read so many newspapers? Kahani bol rahe sir. Am I right? Is it humanly possible for anybody to read 25 newspapers, 30 websites, and 10-15 magazines? It is possible. I'll tell you the method. It is possible. I'll tell you method. I don't read everything in detail. I read the headline, I read the author. By looking at the headline and looking at the author, I will know whether it will be useful or not. That's the first screening. I read about Stanley John's article in the Hindu on Balochistan yesterday. Do you read Stanley John? If you want to get a good understanding of international affairs, read Stanley John. He writes very well in the Hindu. So any article by Stanley John, immediately I mark it and keep it for separately. So yesterday I was reading in Business Line, C.P. Chandrasekhar and Jayati Ghosh wrote on Indian economy. I know that their articles are very good, so immediately kept it. So like this, I can quote more than 100 people. So the first screening is by looking at the author. Sir, will the author not disappoint you? Yes, they will disappoint. Sometimes they write useless articles also, because they are also compelled by time, extra, etc. But still, we read them. We use that articles. I can in science, economy, politics, Sanjay Kumar, election analysis. Definitely it will be useful. You can keep it. An example. I can give you many things. Yogendra Yadav on politics. He writes well. Ram Madhav, a politician, BJP leader, who is a good friend of mine, he writes. So he writes well. He writes a column in Indian Express, Delhi edition every time. So this is the first method. Whether politics, whether economics, whether ideology of different fight. Abhishek Singh Manvi of Congress. Don't think that I am right. I am quoting only BJP leader. He writes well. Abhishek Singh Manvi, you can always read. You can be assured that they will be good articles. Then once I identify the topic, I started doing vertical learning. That means go on in depth till I get satisfaction. The moment I get satisfaction, I'll get into my studio. I have a studio in my and office in the same flat. And then start speaking on that. Posted the video yesterday. You can see it on my channel. Posted at 9 p.m. yesterday. I think around 50,000 people watch by now. This is the method I follow. You can have your own method also for that.
How the fourth estate will be in future days? Journalism, journalists, reporters are valued or not?
Well, why did you get this doubt? I don't understand. Are politicians valued? Are lawyers valued? Are doctors valued? If you are a good professional, you are valued. If you are a bad professional, you are not valued. Remember, that's the first thing.
Now we
Let me tell you, good professionals are always valued. People with integrity are always respected. Today, leaders of almost all political parties, every political party come to my house. Do you think that they agree with me? Many of them don't agree with me. But I can't reveal who comes to my house and all that. Well, but when BJP All India President JP Nadda came to my house, it was also news everywhere. It is telecast, it was printed everywhere. So almost every politician come to my house. Why? They respect you. They may not agree with you. They may agree with you. I also meet them because I want to know what is happening inside. So similarly, good journalists are always respected, whether people agree with them or not. They may not agree with us. They should not also. The beauty of democracy is diversity of opinion. So that is how the existence of a journalist is questioned by the rapid changes in the world of information and technology, and you should be prepared to face those changes.
Okay. Hi, sir. So I have a habit of asking this one question wherever I go or meet such great personality. So my question is, would you go back, like if you had a chance to go back to your past or in youth days, if you had a chance to redo your life all over again, would you still choose the same life, or would you change any one thing about your past and all?
Well, I got everything in life with journalism. Why should I change? So I don't believe in another Janma, but if another Janma is there, I would love to become a journalist again. So there's no dispute about it. I'm not pretending. I'm not pretending, nor I have an habit of pretending. Forthright, everybody knows I am forthright in my views. People who watch me knows that I am unsparing in my attack on anybody, uncompromising in my opinions. I don't do any public relations for anyone because I don't want any job in my life. Fortunately, even after retirement, I am very happy. So, journalism, unless if something I have lost, well, I got everything in life. So, perhaps I would love to be born in this age like you, because I can do many more wonders. So, Dhruv Rati is in 30s. I am in 60s. What can I do? Dhruv Rati is always more popular than me. So, I can't avoid, because that age is an advantage. If there was internet, if there was YouTube when I was a student like you, I'm sure I would have done similar work at that time also. But we had only one TV channel at that time, one newspaper at that time, one Deccan Chronicle here. So we had a very limited opportunity to publish. Still, as a student of journalism, I wrote often as an article and published a full-page article in Deccan Chronicle as a student of journalism. So, enjoy the opportunities which the modern age gives you. So, we are certainly envy of your opportunities.
As you said, you got everything in journalistic life. You may have got demerits like criticism. You have faced how you faced it and have you taken them, and we should mind them or we should leave them.
If you are working as a traffic constable, can you avoid dust allergy? You can't, am I right? When you are married, can you avoid the nagging of your spouse? Wife or husband, am I right? So if a woman has nagging husband, she is more vulnerable to asthma. So when you are a doctor, can you avoid possibility of getting hepatitis B? Well, these are all professional occupational hazards. Everybody in public life is criticized. Go to Narendra Modi's YouTube channel. You can't even read those comments. I'm sure Modi doesn't have time to read the comments, there is no problem. But, when you are in public life, 99 people may love you, may appreciate you, may respect you. There may be 1%, especially in social media spaces are anonymous, digital spaces are anonymous. Nobody knows who is that fellow, so all is bad attitudes will come out. When you are not observed, you know all nonsense things. Am I right? So that is a part of life. And they are doing a great benefit to you. By criticizing, they are making my channel popular. Because algorithm doesn't know whether somebody is criticizing you or somebody praising you. Algorithm recognizes when there is an action. Any comment is action for them. Algorithm doesn't know whether it is a good action or bad action. So they are contributing to us. I gave a very interesting epic fiction tale, not real tale. I am sure all of you know Ramayana. Sita Mata was kept in Ashokavanam, and Ravana appointed few Rakshasa women to harass Sita Devi. After when Ravana was defeated in the war, about to die, all those who have harassed Sita Mata came to Ravana. They asked him, what is the problem? Ravana said, Sir, because of your orders, we have harassed Sita Mata till now. సీతమ్మ తల్లిని బాగా హరాస్ చేశాం, మాకు భయం వేస్తుంది సార్. రాముడు గెలిచాడు, రాముడు మమ్మల్ని ఏమీ చేస్తాడో మొదటి పదం. రెండోది, మాకు ఈ పని తప్ప ఏ పని రాదు సార్, జనాల్ని వేధించుడు ఏడిపించుడు తప్ప ఏం చేయాలి? అప్పుడు రావణుడు చెప్పాడట, మొదటి దానికి నేను హామీ, శ్రీరామచంద్రమూర్తి నాలాంటి వాడు కాదు, ఆయన మిమ్మల్ని ఏమీ అనడు, ఆయన శరణాగత రక్షకుడు, ఆయన మిమ్మల్ని ఏమీ అనడు. ఇక రెండవది అంటారా, మీకు అలవాటు పడ్డారు, ఈ పని తప్ప ఏ పని రాదంటున్నారు, దానికి ఈ త్రేతాయుగంలో ఏమీ చేయలేము, కలియుగంలో మీరు సోషల్ మీడియా యుగం వస్తుంది, అప్పుడు ట్రోల్స్గా పుడతారు అని చెప్పాడు. సో అందువల్ల దే ఆర్ ద రావణాసుర వరప్రసాదితులు, వాళ్ళని ఎందుకు అనాలి మనం? సో దట్ ఈస్ అ డిఫరెంట్ జాతి. సో ఫర్గెట్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. సో అండ్ హూ ఆర్ దే వాళ్ళెవరండి? మనం చెప్పడం గరకపాటి నరసింహారావు ఒకసారి మాట్లాడుతూ ప్రవచనకర్త అన్నాడు, సముద్రంలో పిట్ట రెట్టేస్తే ఏమైతే సార్ అన్నాడు. ఏమో ఇప్పుడు మనం చెట్టు కింద ఉన్నాం, రెట్టేస్తే మన మీద పడుతుంది, సముద్రంలో అయితే మన మీద పడుతుంది. సో సముద్రం లాంటి ఫాలోవర్స్, అండ్ యూ హ్యావ్ lakhs of followers. Well, that is the problem. People threaten you, people will demolish your character, people will assassinate your character. There are even threats to kill me also. బట్ జీవితంలో ఒకటేసారిగా చచ్చిపోయింది, ఎందుకు భయపడతావు? సో యూ డై ఓన్లీ వన్స్, యూ డోంట్ డై ఎవ్రీ టైమ్. రైట్
సార్, మీరు ప్యాషన్, జర్నలిజంలో ప్యాషన్ ఉంటుంది సార్, కానీ ప్యాషన్తో పాటు జర్నలిస్ట్లకి ఫైనాన్షియల్ స్టెబిలిటీ కూడా ఉండాలి కదా సార్. అట్లనే రిపోర్టర్స్ కూడా డీసెంట్ ఇన్కమ్ అనేది ఉండట్లేదు అంటే.
నీ వల్ల డీసెంట్ ఇన్కమ్ మీడియా ఆర్గనైజేషన్కి వస్తే నీకు కూడా డీసెంట్ ఇన్కమ్ ఉంటుంది. నీ వల్ల 10 రూపాయలు వస్తే నీకు 20 రూపాయలు జీతం ఎట్లా ఇస్తాడయ్యా? అవునా కదా? ఇట్స్ యాజ్ సింపుల్ యాజ్ దాట్. ఎనీ ఫీల్డ్, ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ మేక్ value addition to that organization, you are paid. I do agree with you. I have every sympathy. Young journalists are not paid much in media organizations, but that's not the real story. I know anchors who have very limited knowledge getting lakhs of rupees salary even today. There are no talented people. I want somebody to write script in economics in Telugu. తెలుగులో రాసేవాళ్ళు కావాలి, నేనే ఇస్తాను మీకు డబ్బులు, దొరుకుతలేరు. అందువల్ల ఇట్ ఈస్ ట్రూ దట్ mediocrity doesn't have a value. You'll have to excel in it. This is the case with any profession. Even if you join as a software employee in TCS, you know how much you get. They get 25,000, which is almost similar to the salary which I gave to my driver. What can I do? So unless you improve yourself, don't always be taken carried away by the fact that there are low salaries. If you are indispensable, you can demand salary. After retirement, I am invited by 3 private universities to head to be the dean for their colleges. I rejected. I am invited by 3 media organizations to head their organization. I rejected. So, well, I am not telling everybody will get an opportunity like me. Certainly not. But you can always try to be better than what you are. Because you can't do anything. That is a world of economy. This economy respects high talent. This economy respects only high knowledge. Mediocrity has no value in the contemporary economy. This is not the economy which I have created, which you have created. Only thing is we have to traverse this economic world. You have no other option.
సార్ అయితే ఒకప్పుడు సుదీర్ఘమైన ఒక ఎడిటోరియల్ ఒక అంశంపై పూర్తి అవగాహన తెప్పించే విధంగా ఉండేవి కదా సార్, ఇప్పుడు కూడా ఉన్నాయి. అయితే అది చదివే కాలం నుంచి ఇప్పుడు 60 సెకండ్ల రీల్స్ 80 పదాల ఇన్షార్ట్స్కి మారిపోతున్నాం అనమాట. అయితే ఈ జర్నలిజానికి ఉన్న గాఢతను తగ్గిస్తుందని మీరు భావిస్తున్నారా సార్?
మీరు అన్నది నిజము. అంటే రీల్స్కి వచ్చిండ్రు, కానీ నేను నా వీడియోలు చూపెడతాను మీకు. గంట సేపు మాట్లాడిన వీడియోలు లక్షల వ్యూస్ ఎందుకు వచ్చాయి? మీరు జస్ట్ కొట్టండి ఇండియన్ ఎకానమీ పైన ఒక సెమినార్లో మాట్లాడేది లక్ష వ్యూస్ పైన వచ్చాయి. క్వాంటిటేటివ్ ఈజింగ్ అని ఒక వెరీ హార్డ్ డ్రై ఎకనామిక్ టాపిక్ మీద మాట్లాడితే 1.5 lakhs వచ్చాయి. లక్షల వ్యూస్. మీరు నా ఛానల్కి వెళ్ళి పాపులర్ అని ఉంటుంది ఒక ప్లేలిస్ట్లో, అందులోకి వెళ్ళి చూడండి ఎన్ని టాపిక్స్ నేను 1 hour మాట్లాడాను, 1.5 hour మాట్లాడాను. జనం చూశారు కదా. సో ఈ బోత్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్లీ ట్రూ. రీల్స్ చూసే వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, అటెన్షన్ స్పాన్ తగ్గింది మీరు అన్నట్లు. అసలు జనము బయటలో ఓన్లీ మీములు చూస్తున్న వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, షార్ట్లు చూస్తున్న వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు, విచ్ ఈస్ ట్రూ. దేర్ ఇస్ నో డిస్ప్యూట్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. సో దాంట్లో ఏమి భిన్నాభిప్రాయం లేదు. దానివల్ల జర్నలిజం ట్రివియలైజ్ అవుతోంది. దాన్ని బ్రెయిన్ రాట్ అనే ప్రాబ్లం కూడా వస్తుంది. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఎక్స్పోజ్ టు నాన్ సీరియస్ థింగ్స్ ఆన్ మీడియా, డిజిటల్ స్పేసెస్, you suffer from brain rot. There is a video in my channel, brain rot paina. But at the same time, there is a demand for high quality content which run into hour, 1.5 hour. ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పాడు రా టాక్స్ 1.5 hour మాట్లాడాను. దానికి 7 లక్షలు 6 లక్షల పైన చూశారు కదా. అది 1.5 hours ఉంది కదా ప్రోగ్రామ్. మీరు చూడండి కావాలంటే 1.5 hour ఇంటర్వ్యూ కూడా 6 లక్షలు చూశారు. మరి ఎట్లా చూశారండి? చూడకూడదు కదా, రీల్సే చూడాలి కదా. అందువల్ల 2 వాస్తవాలు ఉన్నాయి, ఒకే వాస్తవం చూడకండి. ఓ గ్లాస్ సగం ఉంటే సగం ఖాళీ అని ఒకరు అనుకుంటారు, సగం ఫుల్ అని ఒకరు అనుకుంటారు. నేను సగం ఫుల్ అని అనుకుంటాను, మిమ్మల్ని కూడా అనుకోమని చెప్తాను.
మీరు ఒక స్టేట్మెంట్ ఇచ్చారు, అంటే ఒక డ్రీమ్ పెట్టుకోండి, దాన్ని చేంజ్ చేయండి, అందులోనే ఒక ప్రామినెంట్ జర్నలిస్ట్ అయినా, ప్రామినెంట్ ఇంజనీర్, ప్రామినెంట్ డాక్టర్ ఎవరైనా అవ్వచ్చని. సో ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ని బట్టి నేను ఒక ప్రశ్న అడగాలనుకున్నాను. సో ఇప్పుడు జర్నలిజం అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఉన్న జర్నలిజం మేము చదవడానికి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చాం. సో మాకు అట్లాంటి క్యూరియాసిటీ, అట్లాంటి ఎంతూజియాజం ఉన్నా కూడా సో వాటిని రియలైజ్ చేయడానికి ఇక్కడ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ తక్కువ ఉన్నాయి. ఫర్ సపోజ్ ఒక డాక్టర్ చదవాలనుకున్నాను అనుకోండి ఒక విలేజ్లో, ఈవెన్ అక్కడ బేసిక్ ప్రైమరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కూడా దక్కదు వాళ్ళకు. సో అప్పుడు వాళ్ళకున్న డ్రీము చేంజ్ చేయడానికి అక్కడ మెటీరియల్ రీసోర్సెస్ లేవు. సో ఎట్లా రియలైజ్ అవుతుంది? ఆ స్టేట్మెంట్ అనేది జనరల్గా అప్లై అవుతుందా? సో
పరిస్థితుల ప్రభావాలు డెఫినెట్గా మనుషులు ఇబ్బంది పెడుతుంటాయి. కానీ పరిస్థితుల ప్రభావాన్ని మన అసమర్థతను సమర్థించుకోవడానికి వాడుకోకూడదు అంటారు. డెఫినెట్గా మనం చదువుకున్న పరిస్థితి, నాకు చిన్నప్పటి నుంచే 1వ తరగతి నుంచే హిందూ పేపర్ అందుబాటులో ఉండుంటే నేను ఇంకేమైతున్నాను. కానీ 1వ క్లాస్ నుంచి నాకు హిందూ పేపర్ అందుబాటులో లేదని ఏడవడం కన్నా ఇప్పుడు అందుబాటులో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తున్నా అనేది ఆలోచించాలి. సో పరిస్థితులు మనం మార్చుకోలేము. మనం మార్చుకోగలిగింది అయితే మనం మార్చుకోవాలి కదా. అందరికీ అవకాశాలు రావు డెఫినెట్గా. నేను కూడా ఇప్పుడు చెప్పాను కదా, తెలుగు మీడియం చదువుకున్నాను 6వ తరగతి దాకా. కానీ 7వ తరగతిలో ఇంగ్లీష్ నేర్చుకున్నాను, తెలుగు కూడా బాగానే వస్తుంది కదా. ఇంగ్లీషు తెలుగులో 2 భాషల్లో అనర్గళంగా మాట్లాడగలుగుతాను, అనర్గళంగా రాయగలుగుతాను. సో అందువల్ల పరిస్థితులు బాగాలేవు, అది నిజము. అది మన జీవితంలో విజయం సాధించడానికి అడ్డంకులను క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంది, అది కూడా నిజం. కానీ అదే సమయంలో పరిస్థితులను జయించడం ముఖ్యమా, పరిస్థితుల గురించి పరితపిస్తూ కూర్చోవడం ముఖ్యమా? కూర్చుంటే లాభం లేదు కదా, పరిస్థితులు మార్చుకోవాలి కదా. కాలామ సుత్త అని గౌతమ బుద్ధుని బోధనలో ఒక సూత్రం ఉంటుంది. సో మీకు ఇంకో గౌతమ బుద్ధుని కాలామ సుత్త నా వీడియోలో ఉంటుంది చూడండి. ఇంకోటి గౌతమ బుద్ధుడిని బుద్ధుడు చెప్పిన సూత్రం ఇదే కదా, కాలామ సూత్రాలే కరెక్టే. ఒక వ్యక్తికి విషముత్తు పూసిన బాణం వచ్చి తగులుతుంది. తగిలితే ఆ బాణాన్ని తీయటానికి వైద్యుడు వస్తాడు. మిత్రులందరూ, ఫ్రెండ్స్, బంధువులు వైద్యుని పట్టుకొస్తారు. అప్పుడు ఆ మనిషి ఏమంటాడంటే, మొదలు తీయకూడదు, నాకు చెప్పాలి ఈ బాణం ఎవరేస్తాడో, ఈ బాణం నా మీదనే ఎందుకు వేసాడు, ఈ బాణం వేయడానికి కారణాలు ఏంటి, మోటివేషన్ ఏంటి, నాకే ఎందుకు తగలాలి ఈ బాణం చెప్పు అంటాడు. ఇవన్నీ ఆన్సర్లు వెతికే లోపల నువ్వు చచ్చిపోతావా, మొదలు బాణం తీయాలంటాడు. అందువల్ల పరిస్థితులు, ఫిలాసఫర్స్ హ్యావ్ ఇంటర్ప్రిటెడ్ ద వరల్డ్ ఇన్ మెనీ వేస్, బట్ థింగ్ ఇస్ టు చేంజ్ ఇట్. తత్వవేత్తల సమాజాన్ని పరిపరి విధాలు నిర్వచించారు, దాన్ని మార్చడం ముఖ్యం. నాకు ఈ పరిస్థితి లేదాయే, నాకు పేదరికమాయే, నేను ఊర్లో చదువుకుంటుంది, మా అమ్మ అయ్యా చదివించలేదా అని ఏడ్చుకుని కూర్చుని ఎంతకాలం వస్తాయి. నీకు ఇచ్చింది మీ అయ్యో చాలా గొప్పగా ఇచ్చాడు అనుకోవాలి. నాకు మా అమ్మ నాన్న చాలా గొప్ప విషయాలు ఇచ్చారు, వాళ్ళకున్న సామర్థ్యాన్ని మించి నన్ను చదివించారు. ఇంగ్లీష్ పేపర్ నాకు 1వ తరగతి నుంచి ఎందుకు లేదు, మా నాన్న ఎందుకు ఇవ్వలేదు నేను ఎప్పుడు ఆలోచించాను. ఇంటర్మీడియట్లో అయినా నాకు ఇంగ్లీష్ పేపర్ చదివే అవకాశం మా నాన్న ఇచ్చాను, నేను ఆనందపడతాను.
బట్ ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తోటి, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ గ్రూప్ 1 పోల్స్ 563 ఉన్నాయి. సో అందులో మీరు అన్నట్లు మెటీరియల్ రీసోర్సెస్ అందరికీ ఈక్వల్గా ఉన్నా కూడా, వాళ్ళు ఎంత చదివినా కూడా, వాళ్ళు ఎంత యూజ్ చేసినా కూడా అందులో విన్ అయ్యేది 563. సో ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ
నాకు అర్థం, ఏం చేద్దాం మరి, సపరేట్ కూర్చుందామా?
దట్స్ వై మై క్వశ్చన్ సార్.
ఏం చేద్దాం చెప్పండి, మీరే.
రిమైనింగ్ lakhs of people, they are blaming themselves.
It is right, I do agree. When opportunities are scarce, we are living in a scarce economy, opportunities are less, but what should we do for that?
As you said, to change them instead of
join politics and become a chief minister and try to change them.
But whatever you said,
no, please let us not have an argument. I have given my answer, you have right to have your own opinion. Larger things you and me cannot change. Let us utilize the opportunities which we have to the maximum extent. I do agree, totally agree with you. There is no dispute about it. పరిస్థితులు అందరికీ అవకాశాలు ఇవ్వవు, నేను కూడా అంగీకరిస్తా. కానీ అవి ఉన్న అవకాశాలైనా పూర్తిగా సద్వినియోగం చేసుకుందామని నేను చెప్తున్నాను. కాదు నేను సద్వినియోగం చేసుకోం సార్, మేము మా అవకాశాలు లేని మా పరిస్థితులను ప్రశ్నిస్తూనే ఉంటాము అంటే దానికి 2 పద్ధతులు. ఒకటి, రాజకీయాల్లో చేరి ముఖ్యమంత్రి కావడం, లేదంటే తుపాకీ పట్టుకొని నక్సలైట్ కావడం. ఈ 2, అది కూడా ఈ మధ్యకాలం కష్టమవుతుంది. 2వది
అంటే అసలు ఇప్పుడు అంటే ఇండియన్ జర్నలిజం అనే కాదు, మొత్తం ప్రపంచంలో కూడా జర్నలిజం ఇప్పుడు వేన్ అవుట్ అయిపోతుంది ఎక్కువ. అంటే ఎక్కువ ఎట్లా అంటే వాళ్ళ కాన్షియన్స్ని కూడా వదిలేసి వాళ్ళు అంటే పర్సనల్ ఎకనామిక్ ప్రయారిటీస్ ఎక్కువ ఫోకస్ మీద పెట్టి సొసైటీలో జరిగే ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ని ఎట్లా ఉన్నాయి అట్లా చెప్పకుండా అంటే మొత్తం మార్చేసి ఏదైతే పొలిటికల్ పార్టీ ఏదైనా వాళ్ళ ప్రకారం చెప్తున్నారు. అంటే నా క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు మనం జర్నలిజం చదువుకునేటప్పుడు నిజాలు ఎలా ఉన్నాయో అలానే పెట్టాలి అని చెప్పి నేర్పిస్తారు జనరల్గా. కానీ మనం ఇంత మన కన్షియన్స్ని మార్చేసుకుని కూడా మనం ఎందుకు ఇట్లా అబద్ధాలు చెప్పడం ఇవన్నీ అనే దాని మీద క్వశ్చన్ అసలు.
ఒక అధికారి పుట్టుకతో అవినీతి పడాను, వాళ్ళ అమ్మ చెప్పిందా ఉగ్గుపాలతో నువ్వు అవినీతి లంచాలు అడ్డగోలు తీసుకోరా, డబ్బులు తినరా అని? చేయలే కదా. పరిస్థితుల ప్రభావంతో అవుతుంటారు. అన్ని రంగాల్లో చెడ్డవారు ఉంటారు, రాజకీయాల్లో ఉంటారు, ఆల్ ప్రొఫెషన్స్లో ఉంటారు, జర్నలిజం కూడా ఉంటుంది. దానికి పరిష్కారం ఏంటంటే మల్టిప్లై ద గుడ్ థింగ్స్, అంతే తప్ప బ్యాడ్ థింగ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, బ్యాడ్ పీపుల్ ఉన్నారు, బ్యాడ్ మీడియా ఉంది. డెఫినెట్లీ మీరు కరెక్ట్, చెప్పింది తప్పే మీకు కాదు. పొలిటికల్లీ పార్టీజాన్ అయిపోయింది. అందుకే మార్క్ ట్వెయిన్ అనే క్రిటిక్ అంటాడు, ఇఫ్ యూ డు నాట్ రీడ్ న్యూస్ పేపర్స్ యు ఆర్ ఇల్ ఇన్ఫార్మ్డ్, ఇఫ్ యూ రీడ్ న్యూస్ పేపర్స్ యు ఆర్ మిస్ఇన్ఫార్మ్డ్. అని ఏం చేయాలి? న్యూస్ పేపర్ చదవకపోతే సమాచారం తెలియదు, చదివితే వక్రీకరించబడుతుంది. అందువల్ల నా పాయింట్ ఒకటే, పరిస్థితి మీరన్నీ చెప్తున్న పరిస్థితులు నిజం. దానికి సొల్యూషన్ ఏంటి? ఆ పరిస్థితులు నెమరు వేసుకోవడం కాదు, మార్చుకోవడం. మార్చడానికి ఎంతో కొంత కృషి చేద్దామని, మొత్తం మారుతాయని అంటలేను. మన వంతు కర్తవ్యాన్ని అయితే నిర్వర్తించుతాం, అంతకన్నా మనం చేయగలిగింది ఏమున్నది? పరిస్థితులు ఉన్నాయి కదా అని, పరిస్థితులు ఉన్నాయని 100 సార్లు అనుకున్నా అవే మారవు కదా. So never repeat the problem. Never carried away by the problem. Let the problem be not your captain. థింక్ అబౌట్ సొల్యూషన్. స్టాన్ఫర్డ్ యూనివర్సిటీ వాళ్ళు డిజైన్ థింకింగ్ అంటారు. సొల్యూషన్ ఓరియంటెడ్గా ఉండాలి. ప్రాబ్లం ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఇక్కడ గోకుడు దురద పెడుతోంది. దురద పెడితే ఏం చేయాలి? నాకే దురద పెట్టాలా? నాకే ఎందుకు పెట్టాలి? సతీష్కి ఎందుకు పెట్టలేదు? మీకెందుకు పెట్టలేదు? నేనేం పాపం చేసినా నాకే ఎందుకు అంటే దురద తగ్గుతుందా? తగ్గదు. పోనీ దురదను గోకిలం అనుకోని ఇంకెక్కువ పెరుగుతుంది. అంటే నాకు దురదుంది అని. సొల్యూషన్ రెండు వదిలేయాలి, దాని తర్వాతే తగ్గుతుంది. లేదంటే ఆయింట్మెంట్ రాయాలి. ఈ 2 పనులు వదిలేదు గోక్కుండా వినాం అనుకోండి. లేదా నాకెందుకు దురదున్నారు కలిసిన 10 ఒక్కరిని పెట్టుకొని నాకెందుకు ఉండాలి దురద మీకెందుకు లేదు అన్నాం అనుకో, వాడి వల్ల నీ వల్ల వాడు దురద ఫీల్ అవుతాడు. అందువల్ల దానికి సొల్యూషన్ వెతుకు. ఓపిక ఉంటే ఆయింట్మెంట్ రాయి, ఓపిక లేదు వదిలేయి. Before the formal vote of thanks, let me also on my behalf thank you very much. I really thank Dr. Satish for giving this opportunity. I thank you everyone for not just for your patient hearing, for very interesting and illuminating questions. I hope at least some of you will start writing, start speaking, have your own blog, start writing, have your own YouTube channel, start speaking, have your own social media platform, start posting. So you can be a successful journalist by practicing journalism, by not critiquing journalism alone. You have to practice. So I have used this opportunity in the department and try to get abreast of the things, try to practice journalism right from now itself.
Respected Professor K. Nageshwar sir, faculty and friends. Today's session didn't feel like a lecture, it felt like a wake-up call for every student over here. Your journey from a very small village to writing for top English newspapers after being humiliated for not knowing English tells us one thing loud and clear. Where we start doesn't matter, how far we push ourselves does. Your story of standing in the assembly as a student, getting laughed at, and then returning 22 years later to speak inside the assembly, that's the kind of motivation no motivational reel can ever give us. As students, we often fear subjects, pressure, and expectations. But you showed us how the boy who was terrified of physics became second in the whole state. If you can turn fear into achievement, so can we all. You told us to love challenges, welcome them, get excited for them, and honestly, sir, that line alone can change a student's entire mindset. Your journey from not speaking for 4 years to becoming one of the strongest voices in journalism reminds that our voice is greater than every power. Your examples from Deepak Kumar's courage to a simple family story becoming front page news shows us that journalism and student life itself is about what others miss. Thank you so much for giving us not just inspiration but direction. Today we learned that success isn't built in comfort, it's built in curiosity, courage and constant learning. On behalf of all of us, thank you for an unforgettable session. We are leaving this room with bigger dreams and stronger confidence. Thank you so much.
Let me really appreciate Swapna for her very journalistic vote of thanks. Normally, vote of thanks are like that. Despite his busy schedule, he could find time. ఇంకా లేదంటే డిస్పైట్ ఆఫ్ హిజ్ ఇల్ హెల్త్ అంటారు. సో ఇది ఒక ఘోరమైన ఓట్ ఆఫ్ థ్యాంక్స్ ఉంటుంది. మీకు ఓట్ ఆఫ్ థ్యాంక్స్ అంటే ఒక ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ స్టోరీ చెప్తాను. అంజయ్య వాజ్ ద చీఫ్ మినిస్టర్. అంజయ్యకు ఈజ్ నోన్ ఫర్ హిజ్ ఓపెన్ మైండ్. సో a newspaper editor became a parliament member. So then there was a felicitation function. Normally, what do you say in felicitation? You tell many good things about him. And they said, ఇంకో ఈ ఎడిటర్ సార్ ఎంపీ అయిండు, అందరు అనుకుంటారు నేనే పైరవి చేసిన అని. నేను పైరవి చేయలే, ఈయనకు సొంత పైరవి ఉన్నది. ఈయన ఇందిరాగాంధీ క్లోజు, అందుకే ఈయనకు ఎంపీ పోస్ట్ వచ్చింది అన్నాడు. నార్మల్గా అలా అనద్దు కదా, ప్రజాసేవలో మునిగిపోయడం వల్ల అయింది ఇది అన్నది. తర్వాత ఒక మనిషి యువకుడు ఓట్ ఆఫ్ థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పాడు. ఏం చెప్పాడు తెలుసా? ఈ మీటింగ్ ఆర్గనైజ్ చేసిన పలానోనికి థ్యాంక్స్, ఈ ఫర్నిచర్ ఇచ్చిన వాడికి థ్యాంక్స్, హాల్ ఇచ్చిన వీడికి థ్యాంక్స్ అని చెప్పి ఈ మీటింగ్ పెట్టడానికి పైసలు ఇచ్చిన ఎడిటర్ సార్కి థ్యాంక్స్ అన్నాడు. అంటే బయటపడ్డది అసలు అయిన డబ్బులు ఇచ్చి మీటింగ్ పెట్టించుకున్నాడు. సో అందువల్ల కొన్నిసార్లు ఓట్ ఆఫ్ థ్యాంక్స్ కూడా చాలా ప్రమాదాన్ని తెస్తాయి. సో అన్ఫార్చునేట్లీ ఓన్లీ వన్ జర్నలిస్ట్ వాజ్ దేర్ టిల్ ఓట్ ఆఫ్ థ్యాంక్స్, and he could cover this, others could not cover it. So one principle in journalism is wait till the vote of thanks also. You may get news in it also. So that is also journalism again. So she produced the vote of thanks by listening to the lecture. So that is good thing. So not that she appreciated me. So instead of, I was worried, despite of his busy schedule, despite of his ill health అంటే అని చాట్ జీపీటీ రాసిస్తాడు ఇట్లాంటివి. సో చాట్ జీపీటీ రాసిస్తే డేంజర్ వస్తుంది అది. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. ఎంజాయ్ లైఫ్.